So I just want to make a little video, kind of reflecting on the last month. I don't know when I started making these videos again. I think it was like beginning of October, but it might have been in September. I don't totally remember exactly. But they've helped tremendously. And so I kind of just want to make a video reflecting on the last month. I was sitting on my bed and I was thinking about how I had just finished season 3 of The Good Place. And not to really spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but in season 3 there's a scene where one of the characters is like, hey, like, what is the point of all this? What is the point of love and life and like existing if there's all this hurt and this pain and this suffering and like, all this potential bad shit that could happen to you? I've been reading a lot of books on OCD and anxiety lately, and a lot of these cite a lot of different Buddhist, I don't know if the correct term is scripture, but we're going to say scripture, Buddhist wording, that essentially is like, hey, like, suffering is engaging in the thoughts of like all these bad things could happen. But if you kind of just like sit back and accept and let everything come at you and just kind of ride the wave of everything, that's euphoria. And so it's really, crazy to think about that you're in control of your euphoria or your suffering. If you are, getting hit with all of these anxious thoughts, you are in control of how you interact with them. If you interact with them and you're like, oh my God, this is great, and you let it just derail the fuck out of you, then you're gonna suffer. But if you don't, you just let things pass, you'll gain euphoria. It's crazy. And so I just kind of wanted to do a little redux on anything. I don't think I finished the Good Place thought. But anyways, the other character says back to the other one, essentially that same thing, where like there is no answer to life. You have to find the euphoria amidst the pandemonium, Like you kind of just have to weather the storm. All life is just weathering the storm. And so I have recently been weathering the storm a lot better than I was over the summer. And I wanted to make a little video on how much a month of difference can make. So I think the first biggest thing that I want to say is that I've consistently gone to the gym again for the last 3 weeks, I think. 2.5, 3 weeks. My physique is probably the best it's ever been because I was going semi-consistently over the summer and was also eating a good amount, probably overeating. So I did gain a lot of muscle, and I've just kind of been slowly cutting down a little bit, and I'm just like, oh damn, I didn't know it worked. There's a lot under there. Not that really matters, but that's a really big one. Very excited about that. Making these again, I make one of these and my mood drastically improves for the rest of the day. So consistently doing these has helped so much with anxiety, OCD, everything, all of that. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that I've been doing more recently. Hanging out with friends a lot more has helped a lot. I find myself not as pigeonholed. I felt like before I had a job, especially, I would kind of just hang out in here and not do anything, and I was wasting a lot of time. And so hanging out with friends more intentively has helped a ton. Working has helped a lot. I hopefully hear back tomorrow from a remote position, which will be amazing because it will pay a lot more than what I'm currently doing, but it will also provide more time for me to make these, which I'm very excited about. It'll be very fun. Reading, I have finished, I actually don't know, and I can't really pull up Goodreads right now. Judging from the stack of books I have, I would say, oh shit, but a bunch are on my phone too. I think I finished around 6 books in the last month, but that's probably wrong. We're gonna say 4. I think I can confidently say 4. So we'll say I finished 4 books in the last month. Acne has gotten a lot better. I got 2 right here, and my face used to be covered in it. I have not eaten out in 3 weeks, and this was originally to save money, but I feel tremendously better. I'm not compulsively spending anymore. I'm saving money. And quite honestly, I don't know if I'm going to go back to eating out after the 31st of October. I've gotten really into cooking again, so that's really fun. It's like one of those things, again, and I've said this, I keep saying it, I never regret being disciplined. I do very much often regret not being disciplined, so it's kind of like, oh, this is, okay, maybe I'll just keep doing this, I like cooking. Now, obviously, there are circumstances where I'm gonna eat out, travel being the number one, because I think also the biggest thing too, I think that goes in touch with that, is like in Nashville, I've tried a lot of the places already. So like if I have to travel for work in the future, or like if I go somewhere with my friends, with my girlfriend, that's different. Like especially New Orleans, me and Rowie really want to go to New Orleans this year. So like, I'm gonna be shoving beignets down my throat. Pause. No pause, actually. It sounds delicious. Trying to think what else. Been drinking, which like goes against self-improvement, but also doesn't, because it's exposure therapy, because I was afraid to get drunk because I thought it was gonna fuck with my cyst, and it didn't, because that's not how that works. And every time I say it out loud, it sounds incredibly stupid, but you have to understand in my brain that it was a huge fear for months. It was very funny. On Sunday, I woke up and I was hungover, and I was like, I honestly cannot remember the last time this happened. It's been at least 6 months. Like I've been buzzed in that period, but again, I'm not promoting indulging in drinking, but in this scenario specifically, it was exposure therapy. And so I was like, okay, sick. But also, again, eating out, probably won't go back to that. But it was just more of nice. Okay, I did it. Cool. I can still do this if I need to. It was also really fun. Kuhgoween was awesome. So Fletcher, if you're watching this, you threw a hell of a party. But that's kind of it. Meditating has kind of taken a backseat because I've been implementing the dairy system, which I've mentioned in previous videos, but that will probably come back because honestly, it's just good. Especially if I get this new job, I'm going to have 3 hours in the morning to kill, where I will probably, go back to the original technique that I did last semester, which was just, wake up, meditate, run, gym, make a video, and then eat breakfast, which crazy that I would wake up at 5 and not eat breakfast until 7:30. I can't do that now. I wake up, I eat breakfast right away, which isn't really good for you. I probably should stop doing that. I didn't do it Sunday, and I felt great until I got a really bad hangover headache. But anyways, it's my little redux on the last month to update everybody and to just kind of be yeah, I need to keep pushing and keep doing this. It's more of a reminder to myself to be look, it's helping. Yes, does it make me feel good in the moment to just sit down and watch, geography and travel videos on YouTube? Yes. Is there any long-term, positive effects to that? No. So, gotta keep doing the good stuff. Alright, well, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Don't know when to make a video about tomorrow, but we'll see. Adios.